Chosen one, stop everything you are doing right now. I am not asking you to listen, I am warning you, do not scroll past this message. What I am about to expose was sealed in the courts of heaven until this exact second. You are currently standing at the most dangerous intersection of your life. The enemy has set a trap designed to keep you confused and completely exhausted. He is working overtime because he knows a massive shift is happening in the unseen realm right now, and he is absolutely terrified of what you are about to receive. Before we go any further, take a moment to like this video as a small act of faith. Write your deepest prayer in the comments, followed by the number 99. Do this not for an algorithm, but to send a physical signal to heaven that you are awake and ready to receive what is yours. You did not find this message by accident. Heaven arranged this encounter to intercept a cycle of delay that has held you back for far too long. Over the past few weeks, you have been feeling a strange heaviness, a thick fog that sits right behind your eyes and makes every decision feel overwhelming. You have been waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning with a deep sense of urgency, but by the time the day begins, your physical energy is completely drained. You thought you were just losing your focus. You thought you were failing the test. Let me reframe your reality right now. That is not a lack of discipline. That is not a random season of fatigue. That heavy fog is a targeted spiritual attack designed to disconnect you from your divine frequency. The enemy does not attack people who are empty. He attacks the ones who are carrying a destiny so large it threatens his entire operation. Take a deep breath right now. Drop your shoulders. Do not let your mind wander to your daily tasks, because what heaven is establishing in this exact minute requires your full presence. The darkness wants you to click away. The darkness wants you to stay in the fog, but your spirit knows that you are meant to hear the rest of this decree. You have felt it in your bones for months. Something big is happening. A massive spiritual relocation order has been signed in your name, but every time you try to step toward it, your mind feels blocked and heavy. There is a very specific reason why your mind feels this way. Heaven sent this message to reveal exactly what was taken from you and to hand you the exact key to unlock it. If you feel a sudden urge to scroll away right now, recognize it for what it is. The enemy attacks hardest when you are seconds away from hearing the truth. He sends a wave of distraction because he knows that clarity is your greatest weapon. Do not let him win this moment. Anchor your spirit right here. You have been carrying a quiet exhaustion in your bones. People around you might tell you that you are just working too hard. The world wants you to believe it is simply aging or stress or a season of being overly busy. But heaven is telling you something completely different. That exhaustion is the physical weight of a spiritual warrior operating in a territory that was designed to suppress your original power. You have always been the one who senses things before they happen. You walk into a room and you can immediately feel the heavy energy that no one else notices. You pour your energy into healing others and they walk away refreshed while you are left completely depleted. For years you thought there was something wrong with you. You thought you were supposed to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. But heaven is stepping in today to break that false agreement. You were never meant to be a dumping ground for toxic energy. You were meant to be a watchman. That is exactly why the fog feels so heavy right now. The enemy knows that if you wake up with a clear mind, you will stop accepting the breadcrumbs people keep offering you. He knows that a fully activated chosen one does not tolerate confusion. So he sends distractions and cycles of overthinking to keep your spirit trapped in a loop of exhaustion. If you leave this message before the end, you will walk back onto the battlefield, missing the exact instruction heaven authorized for your protection today. You must stay anchored to this word, because heaven is about to hand you the blueprint that explains everything you have been enduring. Now I want to pause and hold something in front of you before we continue. Over the past few years, something has been discovered in research laboratories that most people who care about the things we have been discussing have never been told about. Not because it contradicts what is sacred, because it came from a direction most of us are not watching. A small group of neuroscientists led by a doctor in New York who has spent 20 years studying this found something about the way the human mind is designed. They discovered something that explains exactly what spiritually sensitive people have felt for years but have never been able to name. Something so fundamental it traces back to a Nobel Prize, yet so simple in its application that it sounds almost suspicious at first. I am going to tell you exactly what they found later in this message. I am going to show you exactly why that persistent fog has clouded your mind lately, but first you must understand the spiritual architecture of what was stolen from you. So right now, hold this one question in your spirit. What if the reason your mind feels foggy is not a lack of discipline, but what if something was deliberately taken from you? You can remember a time when your mind did not feel this heavy. When you were younger, you had a brilliant, sharp intuition that connected you directly to heaven. You did not second-guess your decisions, and you could feel the frequency of the room before anyone even spoke. You were operating in a state of pure, unrestricted creative genius. But over the years, that sharp clarity started to fade, and the world convinced you that getting older simply means getting tired. That is the greatest lie you have ever been told. What you are experiencing is not a natural decline. It is a systematic suppression. The systems of this modern world are specifically designed to shut down the exact frequency that makes you so powerful. You are not lazy and you are not broken. Your power and your destiny have been stolen from you at the neural level. The enemy knows that a chosen one with a fully activated mind is completely unstoppable. So he uses the stress of survival, the toxic energy of people around you, and the constant noise of the world to disrupt your internal alignment. The exhaustion you feel every single day is the friction between the massive calling on your spirit and a physical receiver that has been intentionally suppressed. You have been trying to receive divine signals through a broken radio, but I need you to hear this truth deep in your spirit today. Your power was never destroyed. It is simply dormant. The anointing on your life did not expire when the fog rolled in. You are not starting over from the beginning. You are preparing to return to the original design heaven placed inside of you before the world told you to shrink. The genius-level intuition you had as a child is still sitting right there waiting for the correct signal to reactivate it. Every second you stay anchored to this frequency, you are participating in your own restoration. You are not just listening, you are realigning. The enemy wants you to swipe away because he knows that if you stay, the receiver is going to be repaired. Keep your spirit locked on my voice, because heaven is about to reveal the exact precedent for what you are walking through right now. Look at the greatest vessels in Scripture who were called to carry a divine mantle. Every single one of them was led into a season of wilderness and deep silence before their sudden elevation. When Moses was standing in the desert watching sheep for 40 years, he felt completely forgotten. When David was hiding in the caves of Adullam, anointed to be king, but living like an outlaw, the atmosphere felt impossibly heavy. They were not being punished. They were being insulated. Heaven isolated them to protect their inner architecture from frequencies that could not survive the weight of the glory that was coming. When Elijah sat exhausted under the broom tree asking for his life to end, because the spiritual warfare had drained every ounce of his strength, God did not rebuke him. God did not tell him he lacked faith. God sent an angel to feed him and let him rest because the journey was too great for a body running on empty. You are standing in that exact same pattern right now. The profound isolation you have felt, the sudden doors that closed in your face, and the exhaustion that sits deep inside your bones are not signs of defeat. They are the universal markers of a chosen vessel being prepared for an accelerated breakthrough. You have been enduring warfare in the unseen realm, fighting to protect a bloodline that does not even understand the sacrifices you are making. The world looked at your wilderness season and thought you were failing. The enemy watched you struggle in the dark and believed he had successfully buried your potential. But what hell never understood is that you are a seed. When they tried to cover you with dirt, they were only planting you for a harvest that will shake everything around you. You are a generational cycle breaker, and the chains that held your family for 3 generations are already starting to snap. Listen carefully, because this next part is going to reach places inside you that you have felt for years, but never had the vocabulary to explain. We are about to cross the threshold into the most confrontational revelation of this entire message. Do not let your focus slip away for even 1 second, because the curtain is about to be pulled back on the exact mechanism the enemy used to keep your destiny locked. Here is the hidden truth the enemy has been terrified you would discover. Your mind is not failing you. Your spiritual receiver is under a targeted frequency attack. You have been blaming yourself for not praying hard enough, for not manifesting correctly, but the darkness has been attacking the physical architecture of your brain. He knows that if your 2 hemispheres sync perfectly, you become a direct conduit for divine power that cannot be manipulated or stopped. There is something I said near the beginning of this message that I want to return to now. I asked you to hold a question. I asked what would happen if the reason your mind feels foggy is not a lack of discipline, but because something was deliberately taken from you. The answer to that question is where this part of the message is going, and everything that has come before this moment was the context that makes the answer land exactly the way it needs to land in your spirit. What I am about to show you is going to connect something you have felt in your own experience with something discovered in a research laboratory. And that connection is going to explain something about your life that nothing else has quite explained before. This is not about trying harder or reading more books. It is about understanding how the physical receiver of your mind was designed to operate before the modern world began systematically shutting it down. In 1981, something was proven in a laboratory that most people sitting in spiritual communities have never been told about. Dr. Roger Sperry received the Nobel Prize for his groundbreaking research on the 2 hemispheres of the human mind. His work revealed that we are designed for absolute hemisphere synchronization, a state of whole brain activation where deep clarity and intuition flow effortlessly. Studies show that 98% of children operate at this level of creative genius, yet less than 1 in 1,000 adults maintain it. The modern world slowly erodes this connection, creating the exact heavy fog you have been carrying. A woman from California described what it felt like before she found the answer to this. She had tried everything from intense prayer to deep meditation, but she kept arriving at the same frustrating experience. She believed the words, but she could not feel the reality behind them in her physical body. After 10 days of repairing her receiver, she said something massive finally cleared. A channel that had been blocked for years was suddenly wide open, not because she tried harder, but because the physical architecture of her mind was restored. A man from Texas described something incredibly similar. He was someone who had spent years holding things together for everyone around him, while his own interior life became thin and distant. He said his prayers had started to feel like talking into a brick wall because the frequency was right, but his receiver was completely off. 2 weeks later, he woke up and described his mind as running on all of what it was originally supposed to run on. The deep fog that had been so consistent he stopped registering it as fog was permanently gone. That transformation happened because of what the team I am about to describe spent years building. Chosen one, as we move deeper into this revelation, hold your spirit completely still. The answer to the fog is about to be placed directly into your hands, and the enemy is praying that you look away before you receive it. A team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Daniel Barone in New York, spent years doing something truly incredible. They took over an hour of clinical neural sync technology, the exact kind of whole brain activation protocol used in specialized medical settings. Through an intensive compression and refinement process, they turned it into an 8-minute targeted auditory sequence. You simply put on your headphones, close your eyes, and that is the entirety of the physical requirement. They call it the Genius Switch. The Genius Switch is not a meditation app, and it is not a basic sound frequency designed to put you in a temporary mood. It is a highly targeted auditory sequence engineered specifically to reconnect your two hemispheres and restore the whole brain activation that was your default state in childhood. If you have used other audio tracks before and found them underwhelming, Dr. Barone addresses this directly because sound waves alone are completely incomplete. What his team built targets hemisphere synchronization at the whole brain level using a multi-layer protocol developed from years of clinical refinement. I must be completely honest with you because the Genius Switch is not for everyone. It is exclusively for the chosen one who understands that heaven prepared not only the promise, but the mind that must walk into it. It is for the person who has been sincere for years, who has felt the divine call clearly, and who is finally ready to stop treating the heavy fog as a character flaw. Most people who hear about this will scroll past because they have accepted the reduced version of their mind as permanent, but you are still here, and that specific persistence belongs to the exact person this was built for. 18,456. That is not a corporate metric or a random statistic. That is the exact size of the community of chosen ones who firmly decided their mind deserved what their spirit had already claimed. The one who chooses to step through this door and join them does not simply become part of a customer list. They complete a divine alignment that has been waiting for their physical agreement. Colleagues in the medical field suggested this clinical-grade protocol would be an incredible value, even at $500, especially when in-person sessions cost $300 an hour. But Dr. Barone wanted this accessible, so it was not released at $500 or $200, but at $49. Today, on his verified page, there is an additional $10 off, bringing it to exactly $39. That includes 4 free bonuses designed to elevate your daily frequency, from guided visualization to a classic manifestation text, completely backed by an unconditional ironclad guarantee where every dollar is returned if it does not clear your fog. Let me put this differently for you, not in terms of what this requires, but in terms of what not having it is already costing you. Think about the missed opportunities, the relationships that stayed shallow because you were running on partial capacity, and the entire year of fog that could have been brilliantly clear. $39 is not a price you pay. It is simply the gap between the exhausted version of you right now and the powerful version you were originally designed to operate as. The true cost is what you have been paying every single day. The synchronization stays disrupted. I need to be absolutely clear about the spiritual warfare surrounding this tool. Pages that hold this kind of restorative power have a strange way of disappearing because information that touches what certain institutions prefer to keep quiet does not always stay available. The direct path to it is live right now, but I cannot promise it will be there forever, and the enemy would like nothing more than for you to postpone this until the door is completely gone. If your spirit resonates with what has been described, the verified source is located in the description below and in the pinned comment. Many people would have walked away when the truth became uncomfortable, but you remained anchored to this word. That proves your spirit is awake and ready to step into the final assignment heaven has prepared for you today. Before we seal this revelation, I need you to understand exactly how this physical restoration connects to the spiritual battles you are fighting right now. Stay close to my voice, because the final piece of this divine strategy is about to fall into place. The tool does not replace God. The tool does not replace your obedience. It does not surrender for you, and it does not close the door for you. What heaven is doing in your life right now is not conditional on any physical tool, but a tool that repairs your physical receiver, gives what God is doing more of what it was designed to land in. You have been wandering in a season of intense spiritual warfare for so long that you started to believe the heavy fog was your permanent reality. You accepted the exhaustion as a normal part of your daily existence because you are so used to carrying burdens that do not belong to you. But heaven is declaring that the season of hidden preparation is officially over. The enemy thought he could keep your mind suppressed until you gave up on your calling completely. He thought you would eventually accept the exhaustion and stop looking for the answer, but he severely underestimated the resilience of a true chosen one. The darkness is trembling right now because the barrier between your physical mind and your spiritual intuition is dissolving. As you prepare to enter this final phase of the message, you must understand the magnitude of what is shifting around you. Heaven did not bring you to this exact minute just to give you temporary relief or a fleeting moment of peace. Heaven brought you here to permanently reactivate the creative genius and the unshakable discernment that was placed inside of you before you were even born. You are stepping back into your original authority. If you are completely honest with yourself in this moment, there is something you deeply know about what you are supposed to do next. Not generally, but specifically. There is a divine assignment that has been waiting for your mind to clear and your focus to return. If your genius switch is exactly what you are meant to take action on today, the path is in the description below and in the pinned comment. Go there before you close this message. Let this moment of profound clarity carry you directly to the action that clarity is pointing toward. 18,000 chosen ones made that choice, not eventually, but right now. We are about to step onto sacred ground. The revelation has been delivered, the path has been clearly shown, and now the spiritual decree must be officially sealed into your reality. The atmosphere in your room is already beginning to shift as heaven prepares to record your agreement. You can feel the physical weight lifting off your shoulders as your spirit recognizes the truth it has been searching for. We are about to enter the most sacred part of this entire encounter, and I need you to lock your attention and guard your spirit fiercely. If you leave right now, before the final seal is placed on this prophetic word, you walk out of the room right before your name is called in the courts of heaven. Do not let the enemy pull you away when you are standing inches from the finish line. Anchor yourself right here, because the final breakthrough requires your absolute presence. Place your hand over your heart right now. Take a deep intentional breath and feel the frequency of this room shifting around you. We are finally closing the door on your long season of exhaustion and officially declaring your return to full divine authority. Speak these words out loud with me, or type them in the comments below to physically anchor them into your reality. I release the heavy fog that was sent to suppress my divine calling. I disconnect my spirit from every assignment of confusion, every cycle of delay, and every generational limitation. I am a chosen vessel of light, and my mind is returning to its original brilliant design today. The pattern of exhaustion ends with me right now, and I step fully into the clarity heaven has ordained for my life. It is sealed, and it is entirely finished. If this declaration shifted something heavy inside your chest, subscribe to this channel right now so you do not miss the prophetic instructions heaven will send in the coming days. Hit the like button to send this exact frequency to another chosen one who is currently struggling in the dark. Forward this message to someone who has been unusually quiet lately, because this might be the exact lifeline they have been praying for. Now close your eyes for just a moment. Imagine waking up exactly 14 days from now. The heavy fog that has been sitting behind your eyes for months is completely gone. The prayer that felt like it was hitting a solid wall is finally landing with crystal clear precision. That version of you is not hypothetical, because that is the exact reality 18,000 people describe after their physical receiver was restored. The path to that version is directly below. We now come to the final door. The door I named earlier in this message and have not returned to since. It has not moved, and everything that is waiting behind it, your genius switch, is exactly what it was when I first described it. $39 to walk through a guarantee that costs you absolutely nothing to try, and 4 specific bonuses waiting on the other side to accelerate your transition. Remember that $39 is not the actual price. The true price is what you have already been paying every single day. The synchronization stays disrupted. You have my permission to invest in yourself right now. Not because I am your spiritual authority, but because I have watched too many chosen ones treat this as an extravagance while they spend their entire capacity covering the needs of everyone else. The path to it is in the description below and in the comment pinned to this video. Both point to the exact same door, and neither one will move if you come back to look for it tomorrow. And for the one asking what comes after this door, there is a second door. They call it youthful brain. It will find you. As you step away from this encounter, go with the profound peace of knowing your season of hidden preparation is officially over. You are no longer fighting the darkness with a suppressed and exhausted mind. Heaven is walking with you into this new chapter of unprecedented clarity and deep restoration. Guard your peace, trust the physical shift happening inside you today, and prepare for the massive doors that are about to open in your favor.